disciplined you might be, we all have them. Bad habits we want to break, and good habits we want to make. This is Vital Signs. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Habits can become so ingrained that we often don't even realize we're doing them. You can thank your brain for that, specifically the basal ganglia. At the neural level, that's the part of the brain responsible for habit formation. In fact, once a task becomes second nature, your brain essentially shuts down. Out of all the habits we have, eating is probably one of the most routine. And you might not realize how much of an impact your environment is having on your eating habits. Does this look familiar? The TV is on. You're engrossed in a show, and you've got snacks in your hand. Before you know it, all the chips are gone. In this age of binge watching, research shows that mindless eating is on the rise.
Habits become so automatic to some extent that our environment ends up facilitating a good habit, but also ends up facilitating a bad habit.
This group of college students is actually part of a study. It's all the brainchild of Brian Wansink, professor, researcher, author. He's dedicated much of his career to observing our eating habits. If you take the time to control your environment, how much of an impact can that have on mindless eating?
We suspect, based on our research, that simply controlling your environment ends up influencing about 70% of what you eat on a regular basis. So simply having a fruit bowl sitting out on your counter within 3 feet of where you typically walk will lead you to eat a whole lot more fruit, actually about 70% more fruit than you otherwise would.
Brian and his team conduct most of their studies on the campus of Cornell University in Ithaca, New York.
Please have a seat.
That's where you'll find their food and brand lab, set up to look like a kitchen at your home.
So in a moment, we're going to watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory.
But what we can do is we can make small changes. We can figure out exactly what influences you. But importantly, what can be done to turn things around?
John Brand is a postdoctoral research associate here. He's observing the study today. The goal is to see if a visual cue will provide an awareness of how much these students are snacking. In this case, every fifth chip is dyed red.
So the biggest thing when you're eating or when you're watching TV is that you're not actively paying attention to what you're eating. You're engrossed in the TV show or you're reading your book, and so you just kind of mindlessly eat. And so what we try to do today is we try to bring people's attention to how much food they're actually eating. And so if you dye every fifth chip red, just the fact of seeing that red chip will highlight the fact that you've already eaten 10, 15, 20 chips. And we know that doing that will decrease the amount of chips that people actually eat.
How many food decisions do you think you make in a day? John says most people would answer around 30. But their research shows on average, we make more than 200 food-related decisions every day. Those are habits we don't even think about. And a lot of that is influenced by our environment.
I think for a long time, people thought that the solution to eating better is to just be really, really mindful and to think of every bite you eat and to study nutrition labels. But for most of us, we've got a life going on. It's kind of hard to expect us to sit down and eat half a pea and then ask ourselves whether we're hungry or not. It's just a whole lot easier to just set up our environment so we end up mindlessly acting the right way. And all of our studies have been based on figuring out what trips us up, how can we change things that trip us up so we can gleefully go through life, eat better, be happier without having it be a full-time job.
And that brings us to our first healthy habits tip. Brian's research shows that simply using a smaller plate will cut down on the amount of food served by 22%. What are some other strategies that have come about from some of this research?
One of the big things that's happening in schools across the United States, it's actually in about 29,000 schools, is this smarter lunchroom movement, where the idea was you don't need $1 million chef. You don't need to have a new lunchroom to get kids eat healthier. We find that simply having the bowl of fruit next to the cash register causes 104% more fruit to be taken. We find that simply putting a label or a name on vegetables, calling it crunchy carrots instead of carrots, causes about 30% more kids to take the carrots.
So at this point, we're going to ask you to complete a survey.
In today's study, John found the students overwhelmingly ate less chips with the red visual cue. This simple manipulation of the environment helps slow down mindless snacking.
Changing your habits is very difficult. Changing your environment is very simple. So we know just the fact by taking your dishes and making them smaller, you're gonna eat less. Very easy to do. You don't have to think about it on a daily basis. It's a one-time thing.
I'm curious, I'm talking to you here in the United States. You're in Norway right now. How much of this is cultural? How much of this is a United States-centric thing versus around the world?
Well, one of the things we find is that it has a huge influence on people if they are in a non-patterned environment. And in the United States, most of our eating environments are non-patterned. Most of us don't know what we had for breakfast this morning, and every breakfast is a little bit different, it's a little more random. But to the extent that a culture, maybe Norway or some places in, let's say, Taiwan or China, have very prescriptive breakfasts, it's a piece of bread and milk every morning, you're not going to be influenced in the morning. But insofar as you're at a party or you're at a dinner where things are a little looser, you're just as impacted as we are in the United States.
What about mindfulness in other areas besides eating? Addiction to screen time, for example, comes up. Are there some lessons learned?
One of the things that I'm stunned with just in the last year that we find is that the people who say they have the largest, who behave the best, don't claim to have any more willpower than the rest of us. They just claim to have some basic rules of thumbs or some habits.
So if it's not about willpower, then why does it seem like some people can just accomplish more in 24 hours than others? We're going to link habits and productivity. That's next.